Welcome back to my round 2 game of GPP. I'm playing as Cajun, who's on Fireweaver Red. And Fireweaver Red is sort of a fast deck because they do have burn and they can aggro you down. And I'm on a ramp deck, so not the greatest matchup because if I get a slow start, then I might be in trouble. And this is not a keepable hand, especially against aggro. Alright, this is a great hand. So turn 1 Seeker is great against their deck because it blocks and they don't want to attack into it, and it even trades with Ragavan. What do I, Ramsey is good, Tower ramps me. Do I just bomb Twisted Masterwork? That feels bad. I think I just bomb one of the lands. Like, I could probably draw a second land by the time I get to Tower. Wait, what's Cajun talking about? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, they didn't realize I died mulligan, but that's not a problem because it hurts me, not them. Not backing a land, which is pretty good. So yeah, turn 1 Seeker is really nice because if they try to attack into it, it ramps me. Unfortunately, like, they didn't start off with Ragavan. Like, Ragavan, or Seeker against Ragavan is probably the best case scenario for me, because Ragavan has 1 toughness, so they really don't want to attack into Seeker. A Daisy with the Cadence ability can become a 2-2 really easily this turn, which will attack past Seeker, but if they attack, I think I'm blocking anyways. Okay, yeah, Flames approach face. This turn, I block Daisy, I go up this 3 mana, and then I tower over the sky. Do I fetch an off-color basic? No, I don't, because I don't need off-color basics right now, especially with Tower over the sky. That does mean I'll be vulnerable for a turn, though, because I won't be playing to the board. No. Wonderful, I don't have to lose as much life. Anyways, Tower over the sky, grabbing Little Pig. Little Pig goes on the adventure for free, which puts me up to 5 mana, so I'm going to have 6 mana next turn. And that means I can Twisted Masterwork for an Earthbreaker Behemoth. Right, yeah, I can use Twisted Masterwork to fetch out an Earthbreaker Behemoth, which is probably good against them because it kills one of their creatures and is pretty big. So on 3, they do have a bunch of scary things. The thing I'm most worried about is Emissary of Antiquities, which is a 3/3 flying haste guide. So they play on 3 against me who doesn't have a board. They whack me immediately with that thing. And then once it deals combat damage to me, Cajun gets the free cast at 3 cost or less from the hand for free. Seems like they don't have Emissary though, because if they did, they would have slammed it already. Because Emissary is definitely just the best play right now if they have it. So what can I do with that information? Not much, I don't think. So assuming I make it to next turn, which I probably will, but assuming I make it to next turn, what do? I can coalesce Tower over this guy for another Little Pig, which will get me up to 8 mana for next turn, and then the turn after that I can Twisted Masterwork for Tyrant of Tributes. That might be the right play. Yeah, that seems pretty nice. Because then Tyrant of Tributes wipes away half their board. Like, I don't think their deck can really recover from Tyrant of Tributes. The main thing I should be worried about is Fireweaver fetching something, right? Do they play Unburdened Rage in their board? Okay, yeah, they do play Unburdened Rage in their board. So if they like Fireweaver fetch Unburdened Rage, then that's really bad for me because the next turn they can play Unburdened Rage and that kills half my lands, which kind of puts me back to square one. Is Unburdened Rage rounded up or rounded down? It's rounded down. Okay, that's good. Tyrant is rounded up though. We're gonna leave down Sizzle Mage, sure. But yeah, Tyrant of Tributes rounds up, meanwhile Unburdened Rage rounds down. And that actually makes a pretty big difference because against Tyrant, you really want to make sure you have an even number of permanents because having an odd number really sucks. But against Unburdened Rage, it doesn't really matter. Like, Oros comes in and whacks me in the face for 2. It would have whacked me for 3 pre-nerf, but they nerfed on the Devotion on Oros, so it only has 1 red pip instead of 2 red pips. I think now the thing is, I can ramp super hard. So I get Tower of the Sky, which is a 5/5. I mean, that's kind of hard to kill for them. They have to Fireweaver for a Seer Flesh to kill the tower. If they do that, they still have 2 more mana left, which means they play something else out, whacking for 6. Is ramping to Tyrant my best play? So, like, if I play my land untapped, use Tower over the Sky, then what am I left with? So, 10 life. I'm assuming Tower gets, the worst case scenario, Tower gets killed with Seer Flesh. They swing for 6, I'm down to 4, so they can't kill me, right? Like, there's no way they can kill me. They need to have, they could also just have 3 burn spells. Like the Flames Approach, I mean, that's out of reach right now. It's not coming back because they only have 4 mana next turn. But they can get me pretty low. Alternatively, I can just play it safe, like go Ramsey, Lil Pig, Sack Bowl, build up a board. And then the turn after that, I can actually start doing stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I go up to 7 mana next turn just naturally. Actually, with Ramsey, it's at 8 mana naturally, which is probably pretty decent. And then I can Tower plus Lil Pig, which sets me up for Twisted Masterwork for Tyrant Tributes. Actually, I should play New Divide untapped because with Bow it's basically even, right? Yeah. Yeah, play it safe. Play it safe. Ramsey. Well, at least I have land aura now. Too bad this thing's still a 1/2. Get the little pig from the adventure. Oh, actually, I should like sack New Divide now in case Cajun wants to do something tricky with responding to my fetches. But yeah, like this is a pretty decent board against whatever they could have. If they're attacking, then I can trade, or I can trump and trade. If they have burn, then I can sack Bull to gain me some life. So actually, they have Rogar's Frenzy, which they could activate in response to me using the sack Bull. They also just have Rapacious Battler. What'd that do to my board? It kills Ramsey plus the Antelope. Ramsey's a 2, or 0/2. It's just an error that's 1/2. It got nerfed from 1/2 to 0/2. But yeah, Rattler would kill, like, they can point Rattler at Bull plus the Antelope. That forces me to activate Bull, and then they can, like, if they have another mana, they can kill the Bull with Scorch or something. But that doesn't seem too good or too great. I wonder if the reason Cajun is taking so long to think about what to do is because they have Fireweaver in hand. Because if they do have Fireweaver in hand, and then it suddenly makes their decision a lot tankier because they have so many Fireweaver options in the board. Cajun is really taking their time to think. Although to be fair, I don't think they've taken more time tanking than I usually do when playing this deck. Because in some later turns, I have a lot of options too, like with Twisted Masterwork plus Power Over the Sky, especially, and with all the Coalesce guys in my graveyard, my options become really open. And the fact that I'm playing around with huge amounts of mana means that the permutations that I can do become really high really quickly. And none of the choices are super obvious because there's no clear best option. Like none of my creatures just straight up win the game, unless it's like Time of Tributes on 9 or something. Okay, yeah, they do have a Rattler. That's fine. Yeah, I'm alright with that. If they swing in with both their guys, I'm gonna kill the Daisy before Cajun can start activating the ability and doing more damage. 2 Bull, 1 face. Interesting. Guess they just they want to make sure that my Bull doesn't eat up something or something. I don't know why they're hitting Bull with this thing. Do they have another land plus a 2 damage thing? Are they playing Patcho's Maneuver? No, they're not. Why did they do that? Alright, so that's extremely good for me because they just pass the turn without doing anything, which means now I get to ramp up to my big thing. Oh, Higgins said hello there. Alright, Higgins suddenly makes my turn a lot better because Higgins just lets me Twisted Masterwork out the Time of Tributes, and that probably just seals the game, right? Like, is there anything else that I want to think about? No, not really. Like, if I get Time of Tributes into play, they sack half their things. Either they sack their lands, in which case they can't cast anything anymore, and they can take my time just sitting back because they can't really attack past this thing, or attack past my board. Or they sack some of their creatures and then some of their lands, and that's good because then they kind of lose out on board. And then once I untap, I get to Tower Over the Sky for something really huge because Higgins lets you do that with the mana doubling. Actually, Higgins can force me to sack a land. That's fine. In that case, I should probably I'm just gonna. Well, first I'm gonna fetch my off-color land. So anyways, Higgins comes into play, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I still have an extra mana left over for a sack Bull, I guess, which is fine. Ooh, nice. I'll sack a forest, and then yep, Time of Tributes out of the deck with Twisted Masterwork. So time for Cajun to think about what to sack. Yeah, have fun with this. And then I have 1 mana left over, which means I can sack Bull my Amber Hills and get this thing up to 4/4. Time will also gain me 3 life, which puts me out of burn range because like they don't have enough mana. Either they sack their board, in which case I'm pretty happy, or they sack their lands, in which case they can't pay for burn anymore. I'm pretty safe no matter what happens. But yeah, the turn after this, I'm gonna Tower Over the Sky, which can get me a 4-drop. They're probably just gonna kill the Higgins next turn if they have the ability to. But yeah, next turn I'm probably towering for what's something good at 4? I don't think I have anything good at 4 actually. Like my deck somehow doesn't have any super great mid-range ramp targets. Like my ramp targets are either ramp or top end finishers. There's nothing super good in between. All right, seems like there's going like half. Orals is still in play, so actually I'll like gear up their mountain now. Alright, and I guess I just swing in, right? There's no point in not swinging in. Yeah. If you want to trade with Little Pig here, feel free to. They don't trade. Alright, let's see what they have. If they have a land plus Fireweaver in hand, they can kill the Tire Tributes by fetching Seer Flesh with the Fireweaver. Yeah, in case you don't know what Fireweaver does. What's it called again? Unrivaled Fireweaver? Oh, I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Is that how you spell it? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this guy, if you have an 80 card deck, it's a 2-drop that wishes out a red instant or sorcery. Or I guess Impulse Wishes. And then you play this guy with Seer Flesh, which deals 3 damage, but deals 5 if you cast another spell this turn. So basically with Fireweaver, it's a 3-mana Flame Tongue Kabu. Or I guess it's what's the 3-mana equivalent of Flame Tongue Kabu? It's like Bone Shredder, but you don't have to pay for the Echo. Okay, they do have their 3rd mountain in hand. So they can go for that play if they have it. They need exactly those 2 cards in hand. And it seems like they do. Okay, yeah, they do have it. Yeah, maybe like playing these things and putting the cards in chat made Cajun realize that that's the play they should go for. But like that's completely fine. Yeah, Tyrant dies, and then I just chump the Oros if they swing with it. I don't think they can even swing with it because yeah, they can't swing with it. So if I top deck another land here, I think I win with Silent Flourishing. Well, that's not a land. All right, Tower of the Sky. Let's see what options I have. Time to load up my deck actually, because I need to like look at it. Oh, where is it? Naya ramp. All right, let's look at my main deck options for Tower of the Sky for 4. There's actually nothing super great. Okay, good to know. Maybe I need to play more targets in this deck. I could like get Sackball number 2, maybe. And maybe like just Towering for a Little Pig is good enough. I mean, that's a bunch of mana, right? And then Sackball using it. Actually, no, I should just like cast Little Pig, keep Tower in the yard in case I want, because that means like next turn I can Tower for something that's actually useful. In this case, I should just attack with Sackball, Little Pig, or yes, just attack with Sackball and Little Pig. If they want to trade, they can feel free to. Yeah, if you want to trade, feel free to. In fact, I think you're kind of like forced to chump here slightly. Yeah, which is pretty good for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little Pig, Adventure Mode, and then I float the mana and cast Little Pig. So that's a pretty intimidating board for them to deal with. Actually, right now I can just Tower for Secret Untouched Beauty, and nah, I don't need to commit any more to the board than I need to right now. Like even if they kill Higgins, I still get to Tower for something pretty decent. And all this extra mana lets me activate Bow a bunch, which that exiles their Flame Approach plus 2 lands, which makes it a 6/6, which is quite scary. They can sack Oros. Should have gambled. What are they talking about? Are they talking about like shoot the scenery with Fireweaver? I don't know. Anyways, that was a good game 1. I got the ramp I needed, and they didn't get the lands that they needed. So post board, I'm bringing in Earthbreaker, I'm bringing in Stand Unslayable. Solar Flare hits a bunch of their stuff. Ripper Nowhere is also quite great. Like everything's good against them. Bessie Spirit also deals with their creatures. Ramsey's also quite good. I'll take out Siren Flourishing because like I don't really need to end the game. I'll take out some EHSs because I'm boarding in some bigger stuff, and also because I don't like playing the EHS lottery, even though that's like why I'm running those cards in the deck. I'll board out a Little Pig. Sackball is actually quite good, but I'm not going to bring it anymore because I don't really need to. We just cut Ramses. Like Ramses is good though in this matchup. Charming Marauder hits Ninhasir, right? Is that the only thing that hits, or are they even on Ninhasir? Like they have to be, right? Kinkin and Ninhasir. All right. The Charming Marauder still has a reason to exist, so I should keep one in case I need it. I need to fetch it. Is Children a bit slow compared to Solar Flare? Maybe. I don't want to board out Children though, because it's so good if it does its thing. Maybe I do have to board out one though, and then I'll board out a Ramsey. This doesn't feel great. Like I don't think I'm boarding correctly like this, but I don't want to think any harder. So yeah, let's ship this. Well, this is unkeepable. This is keepable. I'm gonna bottom the Shipper Nowhere, right? Or do I bottom the land because there might be the chance that I Higgins ramp into Shepherd? Like if I untap with Higgins raw land, that is a Shepherd that I can play. No, I don't want to. Like I don't want to risk it. I'd rather just bit slow. I mean, Sackball does give me an outlet for my mana, so I'm gonna have a really slow turn 1. Oh, they don't have a mountain. They don't have a mountain in hand. That's quite good for me. So, Little Pig, do I play this thing? I think I might because like the last time I played in this matchup, I regretted not playing out Little Pig earlier because Little Pig blocks Ragavan. Okay, but like I think 2 life is worth more than playing out Little Pig early, so I'll just play the Timber Range tap. I use this as my opportunity to play my Shock Fetch tap to preserve some life against the deck with some burn. I guess they top deck the mountain. Did they keep a one-lander, or did they keep a hand with 2 Fire Hearth Halls? I think it's probably they kept a hand with 2 Fire Hearth Halls because, like, no way they're keeping a one-lander when they don't even have a good one-drop, I guess. Or maybe their hand is all one-drops, so they kept one-lander with Fire Hearth Halls even though they missed turn 1, just because they have so many good plays or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the one playing the deck, so I don't need to think about that. They're going to start the game on 2 with Unrivaled Fireweaver. Sure, let's see what they grab. I'm assuming they're just going to grab the value. Yeah, they're just going to grab a Scorch because they have no better options right now. And I'm fine with that because I just play Ramsey. Or Twisted Masterwork. Okay, interesting. That's my ramp. Did I play Ramsey or Twisted Masterwork to ramp? It's actually quite interesting because, well, actually, if I wait longer than Twisted Masterwork turns off as ramp, let's see. So, I want to be able to Higgins. I think, actually, does this thing go away at the end of their turn? Yeah, I'll just keep up Twisted Masterwork to leave them with no good Scorch targets. But then that means I have nothing good to ramp into with Higgins. Like, how easily can Higgins ramp into? I need 5 lands in order to Twisted Masterwork for Titanium Tributes. But now I have, like, smaller tutor targets, too, so I don't need to... I think I'll, I'll just keep up Twisted Masterwork, just to waste their Scorch. Like, if they want to use the Scorch, they're gonna have to play off-curve. Ramsey also, like, completely dies to Rattler, which, I mean, it's not a horrible trade because Ramsey still ramps you and then eats up a Rattler ETB. Like, you still got value off that exchange. But yeah, I'm just playing like that to not give them any targets for their removal. Thinking, that's a problem. Yeah, alright, they get to get some more Unrivaled Fireweaver triggers now. Alright, so how do I deal with this? I don't think I can, actually. Yeah, I kind of committed to using Twisted Masterwork to fetch out, or to ramp me, so I kind of have to go for that. But, like, yeah, not great, not great. So once I use my Twisted Masterwork, I'm not going to have a Twisted Masterwork left over for fetching out my enchantment kill. Flames Approach. They're not grabbing a Burden Rage just yet, apparently. And they're going to still use the Scorch. Yeah, that's a lot of damage to face. Well, I'm just going to use this opportunity to fetch my off-color lands, or, I mean, my duels. And then, yeah, Seeker out more lands. Well, single Ramsey doesn't actually block, or doesn't actually trade with Fireweaver. Not that it would anyways, because they have a removal spell floating in exile right now. Alright, so what can I do? I can go Higgins, Ramsey, force them to Flames Approach to Higgins. Unrivaled Fireweaver still attacks again, and then they fetch a Burden Rage. Burden Rage kind of just wrecks me, doesn't it? Like, that makes me sack half my board. Ramsey is a hedge against a Burden Rage because it prevents the worst part of it, which is, like, I can just sack Ramsey and not sack my lands, but then what's Higgins ramping into? Alright, I think I just play Ramsey Sackbow and, like, be happy with that. Use Sackbow just as fodder for removal. Like, it doesn't really matter what my creatures do, because all that matters right now is ramping into something big. I'm gonna draw something big eventually, so yeah, I'm just playing like I'm playing like I'm gonna draw it eventually. But for now, I'm just gonna play out some chump blockers. Well, next turn with Higgins, I have 6 mana after I play the Higgins because I can tap land and play another land. 6 mana. What does 6 mana get me? Maybe it gets me something if I draw something good. Like Earthbreaker Behemoth would be a great top deck right now. Yeah, it seems like they're thinking about whether to play Unburden Rage or not. If they do play Unburden Rage, I can just I sack land aura and then I activate Bow once. And that means I can sack all my 3 of my creatures and then keep all my lands alive. I think lands are what matter most right now, so I should just keep my lands alive as long as possible. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe having a single sack bowl on board is better. Okay, they're not going to go for Unburden Rage, so I don't have to think about that. They're just going to Flames Approach the bowl, I'm assuming? Yeah. Oh, is there any... No, there's no point in using it. No, Fireweaver just gets to swing for free because Ramsey can't block it or can't trade with it. You know, exactly. I don't think I'm willing to just chump block just yet because they're only 2/2s. Like, I can always chump block later. Rogar's friendly. They're just gonna fetch out their burn. And that makes sense because they're on a fast track to just burning me out. Do I chump here? Maybe. Like, if I don't chump here, then I'm actually not losing much by not chumping, I think. Because I can always chump next turn. But now I'm dead to 3 burn spells. Actually, I have to play Amber Hills untapped in order to... Well, I mean, this also works, but still. Like, I'm kind of dead to a lot of stuff now. I just have to assume they don't have it because I can't really afford to play assuming they have anything. At least this play gets a lot of stuff on board. A Little Pig, adventure it, and then play it. Like, that's 2 3/3s, which will finally start blocking the Fireweaver. But, like, they have Rogar's Friendly, they can just burn me out. So it's still not great. So yeah, I probably should have chump blocked last turn actually, because now these guys chumping won't matter since the 3/3s can block the 2/2 Fireweavers, and then they're just gonna go over the top of my blockers with burn. Tower over this guy actually saves me here because Tower over this guy can fetch a stand unassailable. Children of the Clouds would be really nice right now. I mean, Children just ends the game if Higgins survives. Even if Higgins doesn't survive, I think Children still is really good. Okay, they're just gonna attack now. Are they fetching Unburdened Rage? Yeah, I completely forgot about Unburdened Rage. So now I have to play around that, which is annoying. Well, I mean, if all my guys are dying, might as well just like block with all of them. I just need to focus on keeping my lands alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back 5 things. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty good outcome for me, right? Yeah, I just need to top deck. Like, I can untap with a bunch of mana, so I just have to top deck something. This is way better than I thought. All right, Children of the Clouds off the top, please. That'd be really nice. That's all right. I mean, it kills Daisy, and I can play Amber Hills tapped. Still means I'm dead to burn, but like, they probably don't have burn or they probably don't have it, because if they had it, they would have tried just to go for lethal. What do I do with all the extra mana? I can't do anything with it. I can't really afford to play Amber Hills untapped, because that puts me dead to 2 burn spells instead of 3. I mean, I'm just like, whatever. Go your thing. Attack you. Like, you don't have any hasters, right? Despite being a red deck. And I don't want to block with Higgins anyways if I can avoid it. Oh wait, they have the Flames approach. That's a problem. Well, no, that's not too big of a problem, because they they Flames approach, kill Higgins. They get Orals on board. I just need to top deck something that blocks. I think right now Cajun's considering whether they want to burn my face with the Flames approach or burn my creature. Or, like, but they have 5 cards in hand. Surely they have some amount of burn in there that would just end the game. Or that would just end the game in short order. The fact that they haven't gone for it yet definitely says something. Maybe their hand is all lands or something. Okay, they do have Scorch. They're gonna not go for face. Interesting. Do you realize that they have Flames approach? Oh. Okay, good thing is that Rattler can't kill my Bessie's Brood anymore after the nerf, because you can't distribute the damage however you want. But Rattler is also super good against Bessie's Brood, because it has first strike, so it doesn't even like deal with it. Umbreon Hillock is not what I needed to draw there. Alright, I chump with Bessie's Brood this turn, and hopefully I top deck some way to get Time of Tributes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't twist the Masterwork for Time of Tributes. Actually, I can't even hardcast it. Oh, okay, they just have it. Okay, sure. Is this how I'm supposed to board? I can't tell. Maybe EHS is good, but then what do I cut for it, right? Like, Shepherd seems really good. Like, they definitely play to the board. I just called Ramses for EHSs? No, that has to be wrong. Maybe I cut a Higgins or something. Higgins is good, right? Like, Higgins is easy to deal with, but at the same time, it just ramps me super hard. Maybe I cut Higgins. Actually, should I have... No, Blessed Spell Root is for burn. It's not for this sort of matchup. I just go up in Children again, maybe, but like, they can Unburden Rage me, which Children is really bad against. You know what, I'll go with like Higgins over the second Children. Alright, well, I'm gonna play now, so at least I get to go for turn 1 Primal Resurgence. Turn 1 Primal, turn 2 Twisted Masterwork for Bow, and I guess that's hope to top deck something that actually does stuff. I mean, it doesn't really take much for me to keep a hand that has turn 1 Primal Resurgence. It just needs like something else to do, because turn 1 Primal Resurgence is just so powerful. Or actually, I should be playing Wayfarer Shrine out first, because I want lands in yard for Sack Bowl. Oh dear, turn 1 Ragavan. Alright, I guess I'm keeping up Twisted Masterwork. Oh, well, that makes things a lot easier. Or does it? Yeah, it makes things a lot easier, because I wanted to keep up Twisted Masterwork for something that's actually good, because right now that's my only top end in the hand. Using Bessie's Brood to kill Ragavan is pretty nice, but I'd rather use Bessie's Brood to kill something that doesn't normally get killed. Alright, sure. So Bessie's Brood killed one of their things and ate up another removal spell, so that's quite good for me. And it seems like Twisted Masterwork's gonna be fetching out a 3-drop, which is... Oh, I can just like... If they don't do anything, I can just turbo out the Shepherd Nowhere, or... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I match on top with Higgins, then I just get to slam Masterwork for Time Tributes, which isn't actually that great in the early game, because they don't have enough things to sack. But maybe it just like gets there, because that's just so much stuff. Like, you have to lose half your board. Anyways, let's see if they have instant speed burn. If they don't, then they don't have instant speed burn. Nice. Yeah, they're whacking me a bunch, but it doesn't matter, because I can just ramp out Time of Tributes. I mean, yeah, just keep whacking me. I don't care. I have Time of Tributes coming up. And I'll get flourishing fast now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, x equals 3. Guess what? Higgins is coming into play, and I'm untapping with it. So let's look at my options right now. Primary Resurgence number 2. Well, that's not useful right now. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mana right now. I can use that 7 mana to play Stripper of Nowhere, which will wipe their board. Alternatively, I have 9 mana. I think I should just play it safe and then twist the Masswork for Tributes now, because they're at an odd number of permanents. So if they want to, they have to sack 3 things, which is not easy to do on this board. It also gains me 2 life, or gains me the 2 life that I lost from Amber Hills. I'll still be stuck at 9, which is scary because that means I'm dead to 3 burn spells. I can also play Primary Resurgence this turn. The Primary Resurgence pays for itself, so yes, I can. Right? Yeah. Primary Resurgence, twist the Masswork, wipe the board, swing. Next turn, they do whatever, and then if they play anything onto board, I Stripper of Nowhere, which lets me Tyrant again. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I have the game in the bag now. I don't see how they're surviving 2 Tyrant triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly 9. Yeah. Oh boy. I bet Cajun is enjoying this game quite a lot right now. I'm surprised I managed to get 2 Twisted Masswork Retyrants early off Higgins, both games, or I mean, in this match. Because that's definitely the most broken thing this deck can do. Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it is the most broken thing this deck can do. Like, the other ramp stuff, it's kind of peanuts compared to ramping out Tyrant on turn, is this 3 or 4? It's turn 4, right? No, it's turn 3, because they didn't miss any land drops. Oh no, it's their turn 3, it's my turn 4. Yeah, so ramping out Tyrant on turn 4. I mean, it's like the same rate that Sneak and Shield decks managed to get out their Tyrants, and those decks seem pretty happy with that, so I'm also quite happy with that outcome. Oh yeah, I also have to like sack a land to Higgins, because I almost forgot that trigger. Alright then, let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game. If they like get into 3, if they get to 3 permanents next turn, I'm just gonna play Shepherd of Nowhere just as a flex, because it looks funny. Like, imagine getting 2 Tyrant triggers, you know, just rub it in, make sure they can't come back. Alright, they have a mountain, they have a threat, they have a Kinken. Please play out please play out a 1-drop so I can like Shepherd you for 3. Or I guess Tyrant Tribute you for 3 permanents. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Cajun is about to be very sad now. Do I draw that? No, okay, yeah, swing with Tyrant Tributes first. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'll sack my white producing land. So yeah, have fun with this. Tyrant trigger number 2. And they just concede. They're not going to even bother. Well, that was an insane game for me. My deck basically did everything that I wanted to. And Cajun, meanwhile, just couldn't do much. I mean, I don't think there was really anything they could have done. Like, they tried to go as fast as possible, but I just got the nut draw. And they didn't have Rogar's Frenzy in hand, right? So they couldn't have instant speed removed my Higgins before the time of tributes came down. But yeah, that's just a showcase of what the deck can do when things go well. When things don't go super well, then the deck is a lot less impressive. Because again, I got all my top end. This deck is very light on actual top end. Like, it has a bunch of tutors, but once it runs out of those, once you've already fetched out those things and they don't win the game for you, then you're kind of out of stuff to do. But anyways, yeah, hopefully I get this sort of luck in round 3 too. But until then, I guess I'll just do something else.